Goddess Aradia, queen of the witches, the witch's witch, the light at the end of the tunnel. Aradia, goddess of the underdog, the disempowered, those without hope, the light at the end of the tunnel. Let's talk about this modern goddess Aradia and how working with her can lead you to a life of empowerment, fulfillment, as well as maybe leadership and activism, all while empowering yourself and others through witchcraft. Hey everyone, it's Anya. Welcome to the season of Anya, where together we are building this awesome community full of mystics, witches, yogis, and everyone else in between through enhancing our craft of yoga, magic, and witchcraft. Today's video is about working with one of my favorite deities, if not my most favorite deity, quite frankly, the goddess Aradia. So without further ado, let's talk about the goddess Aradia. The goddess Aradia first made her official, if you will, appearance in the text, the Gospel of Aradia, written by Charles Leland in 1899. In a nutshell, this text is composed of Charles Leland's experience during the mid to late 1800s in his time in Tuscany, Italy, of which he spent that time hanging out with the Italian streghe, or stregas, the Italian witches, in a path of religion called stregaria, Italian witchcraft. So basically, she is the daughter of both Diana and Lucifer, and she is the embodiment of both being a dark and light goddess, or a dark and light witch. The reason why I'm saying both goddess and witch is because basically Aradia was sent by Diana to bring power to the people, and that's what really this video is about. Now, you can find a bunch of academics out there to discuss the real origins, the true origins of Aradia, because some people say she has been around since the 1400s, right? This is just when she was first documented in history. With that said, this video is not an academic review about the Gospel of Aradia or Aradia herself, rather sharing my personal journey and my personal experiences working with this goddess and why I think you should too. Diana sent her daughter Aradia here on Earth to teach witchcraft to common folk. I love Aradia because her whole journey is basically teaching people witchcraft. I mean, hello. But really, that's kind of ultimately what it comes down to. Witchcraft at its essence, at its core. What is it? It's empowerment. It's taking the middleman, aka the church, out of the equation to connect us closer from ourselves to divinity. We don't need to go through some guru. We have the power. We have all the tools necessary, and that's what Aradia is about. The whole concept of her and witchcraft is basically that we don't need to look outside of ourselves to find empowerment. We just need the tools and resources to do it, which is why I just adore her. If you have the will and the mind to do it, Aradia is your go-to. She will give you the resources for you to take your own path and make your own decisions. And when I say she was sent us here to teach us witchcraft, I'm talking about all facets of witchcraft, to learn how to work with the moon cycle, how to work as a healer, especially back then, medicine woman, just keeping it real, maybe teaching people how to use herbs and medical procedures that weren't allowed, such as abortions back then. Also, Aradia empowers us to use tools like divination. Aradia empowers us to use tools like divination so we can come to our own conclusions, use our own intuition. And that's why she is the light at the end of the tunnel. That's why she is there to empower the disempowered. By teaching everyday people, the commoner, particularly the oppressed, how to use tools like witchcraft in order to empower ourselves is where she shines her light. She is here to bring power to the people. She is here to bring power to the underdog. Another reason why she represents modern witches and modern witchcraft is because, especially with nowadays, we're always looking for a solution outside of ourselves. But even though she is this representation of modern witchcraft, she very, very much represents the old ways. How things used to be. The old country. Through empowering others, she brings people together because she is lifting them up, and that is something we can definitely learn from this modern goddess. She's the essence of Italian magic. She can be soft, but she can be firm. She lifts others up when they are down, right? It doesn't get much more beautiful than that. She unites people. It's very much about community. Again, I mean, come on, Italians and their weddings and their celebrations, always tons of people, bringing people together. When I was first introduced to Aradia, I was very new to the coven I had joined 5-6 years ago. I wasn't sure if witchcraft was still the path for me, although I was interested, but especially as somebody with Italian roots, Aradia just made sense. She lured me in, baby, and I am so glad because I just love her. She is activism, she is empowerment, she is love, she is light, but she also will not put up with BS and is there for the underdog. And I think so many times in modern society, we tend to forget about the underdog and just try to play nice. Aradia won't put up with that. And that's something that we all can embody. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. If you want a little bit more information on Aradia, as well as a spell as I made called Plea to Aradia, if you want to invoke her spirit, check out my blog, theseasonofanya.com. I will link it down in the comments below. I have tons more information on there and plenty of resources. Okay, so what are some ways you can connect and honor Aradia? Well, Aradia's feast day, also known as like just a day of observation, is on the February full moon. So if you want to go ahead and set up maybe a little altar to her, give her an offering of sorts. She loves red wine. Shocker, I know, for an Italian, right? Set up an altar and just simply invite her into your space. Again, as Aradia is the witch among witches, a great way to celebrate her and just honor her is working with divination. Maybe pull out your tarot cards, pull out your oracle cards. There is a really cool oracle deck that I've been working with for a few months that I do love. It's called the Gospel of Aradia Oracle. It's lovely. It captures very much the essence of Aradia, the spirit of Aradia, and it's very easy to use. So you don't need this kind of stuff, but if you're like, hey, I have an extra 20 bucks to burn and I want to support a witchy artist, go ahead and get it. I'll link it down in the comments. But honestly, don't feel like you have to buy in to participate. That's not what this is about. Finally, if you want a good book to read, I would recommend this one right here. It's called The New Aradia by Laura Tempest Sarkov. It's quite good. It's a lot easier to read than the Gospel of Aradia personally, because that one's got like a lot of the old English things. I don't know, just it wasn't my jam. This one really breaks down Aradia as a modern witch, as a modern goddess, and more importantly, how we can use witchcraft as a tool in activism. It includes sigils and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, check it out if you're inclined. Otherwise, there are plenty of free resources on YouTube as always. Drop a comment. Do you like the goddess Aradia? Do you work with her? Who is your favorite goddess, if not Aradia? Which goddess should I talk about next? All right, everyone, that is a wrap for today. Thank you so much for liking and commenting, and most importantly, subscribing to the Season of Anya. We are building from the ground up, baby, and it's just getting better and better. I am so blessed, and thank you so much for getting me to 500 subscribers. Let's get to 1,000. But really, thank you. It means so much to me, and every time that subscriber count goes up, every time I get to read one of those awesome comments from you guys, it really does warm my heart and makes this project even more fulfilling. So much love and healing to you on this journey.